Hi guys, how are we all doing? Welcome back to Premier League predictions for this weekend's upcoming games. There's lots of videos to come. Championship predictions tomorrow. We've got Carabao Cup predictions for next week, of course, coming as well. Let's start with Premier League predictions. I'm joined by Sophie. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. How are you?
You got the better of me again with these Premier League predictions.
Just the Prem.
Yeah.
I think I might beat you overall in the Prem. Championship, you're better.
It's close in the Championship. Anyway, before we get into this, do make sure to hit that thumbs up button. Do subscribe as well. We'll go for 250 likes, guys. And we are bringing this video to you via OneFootball. The link for them is down in the description. If you haven't already downloaded it, what are you playing at? OneFootball, we've said, is the best app for all the football news, information, stats, all the sort of stuff that you guys would love. It helps us with some of our videos as well. So if you want to see where we get some of our information, then use the OneFootball link down in the description. Make sure to check them out because they have Premier League content there and they stream a Serie A game every Saturday night. Let's get into these Premier League predictions, Sophie. We'll start with a big one. Leeds United take on AFC Bournemouth. Leeds United got a massive win against Liverpool.
That was a great win. Great
win, and we thought they'd get smashed. As for Bournemouth, they did give Spurs a good game, but they just fell short and they're continuing to lose. So they're getting sucked into that bottom three. I think this will be tight, though. I don't think Leeds will roll Bournemouth, but I do think they will actually get the better of them with that home crowd as well. I'm going to edge Leeds 2-1.
Yeah, I think there could be goals in this. I think Bournemouth have got the second worst goal difference in the league behind Forest. Leeds isn't too bad, and with that win against Liverpool, I'm going to have to back them to win. So I think it's going to be an entertaining 3-2 Leeds.
Oh, that would be a good game. Next up we go to the Etihad, where there's surely going to be goals. Manchester City, they host Fulham. Obviously the winners of the Premier League last year versus the winners of the Championship last year. And we'll give Fulham credit, they've done all right, haven't they?
They have, yeah.
They only managed a 0-0 against Everton last week, but they do look very good to survive this season if they keep chipping on points. Don't think they're going to get anything here. Even Fulham fans know this is a free hit.
Yes.
Man City to get 4. I'll say 4-1.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm actually going to back Fulham to get 1 against them, which I think's good. Especially for a newly promoted team. So I'm going to say 3-1 to Man City. I think this has got a Man City win written all over it. We'll just see what Fulham can get from this. Maybe a goal, maybe nothing. We'll see. 3-1. 3-1.
And the other newly promoted team, Nottingham Forest, are the next team, and they host Brentford. I've said Forest need to get points in these games. Obviously, Arsenal was a free hit, and bloody hell, it was a hit and a half, wasn't it?
Wow.
5-0.
What did you say? 1-1?
You said 3-0. You were closer.
Well,
Brentford are not a bad side, but they only managed a 1-1 against Wolves, who are also the next worst team other than Forest down there. And the fact that Forest are at home, I do think if they're going to get anything, it's usually in these home games. I don't feel confident backing them to win, but I might go for them to get a draw here. I'll say Forest 1, Brentford 1.
Yeah, I'm actually going to back a draw as well. I think Forest could just put on a really good defensive display here just to get the point. And I think it's going to be a 0-0 stalemate for me.
Yeah, maybe a draw there for Forest.
Yeah, which isn't terrible. They should look to win this, especially being at home, but I do see a draw playing out.
Okay, next up to Molineux. Wolves take on Brighton. How bad are Wolves at the moment?
I don't know what's going on there.
They did get a 1-1 against Brentford, but Diego Costa got sent off in that one for a bit of a headbutt. Brighton, meanwhile, what a win against Chelsea. 4-1. They smashed it.
Derby. They were up for it though, weren't they? Straight out.
I can't see Brighton not winning this.
No.
You've got to go Brighton. The two teams are in total different moods. You know, it's negative at Wolves, it's positive at Brighton. I'm going to go for Brighton to get back-to-back wins. 2-0.
Yeah, I'm going to say 2-1 Brighton. I think Brighton looked very, very good against Chelsea, and Wolves just aren't looking very good at all. So for me, Brighton win this and 2-1.
Okay, next up we go to Goodison. Everton take on Leicester City. Two sides that have been down there but starting to pick results up. Leicester City, they picked up a couple of 4-0 wins. They only lost 1-0 to Manchester City. It was a fantastic free kick to separate those two. Meanwhile, Everton got a battling 0-0 draw at Fulham.
And they look quite good as well, actually, I thought.
Yeah, I think Pickford's been important in that goal as well. So I could see this being two teams trending upwards and having to share the spoils. 1-1.
Yeah, I agree it's going to be a draw, but I think a couple more goals. So I'm going to say 2-2, an entertaining game.
Okay. Next up should be an entertaining game. It's Chelsea versus Arsenal. This is a big one. Arsenal obviously back to winning ways with that 5-0 against Forest, but this is certainly tricky going away to Chelsea. Chelsea obviously got humbled in the Premier League last time against Brighton, but they have bounced back with a win in the Champions League. This is a tough one. Usually for Chelsea Arsenal over the last few seasons I'd back Chelsea being the home team.
Yeah.
But Arsenal look fantastic, so I'm gonna sit on the fence and say this could be a really good 2-2 draw.
Okay, no, I'm actually going to back Arsenal to win this.
Ooh.
I think, for me, Arsenal are still looking really good. Could they do a Leicester a few seasons ago? I don't know. I do think they're going to drop off at some point, but I see them getting the win. 3-1 for me.
3-1, that's a massive one. Arsenal fans, do you reckon you'll win that one? Next up, we'll go to Villa Park. Aston Villa versus Manchester United. Villa are so hit and miss. They win, they lose,
strange.
They pan one team, they get panned the next. So really hard to put your finger on. They are usually better at home, so that might give them some comfort. But I've got to say, Manchester United do keep winning, don't they?
They are. They're grinding out the results. I think I got theirs right now.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
You did. They beat West Ham 1-0, and I think they'll just get past Villa. See this being a tight game, but Villa 1, Man United 2.
Okay, I'm going to say 1-0 United again. If it's not broke, don't try and fix it. So let's see if they get the 3 points. I do think they will. With Villa being at home, I see it being a tighter game, but for me, Man United are going to get the 3 points, so 1-0.
Oh, okay. Next up, we'll go down to the south coast. Long journey for those Newcastle fans, but I tell you what, it could be worth it because they are playing some fantastic football at the moment.
Really good.
Southampton lost 1-0 to Palace. They're in and amongst that box of clubs, and they'll want something, but Newcastle are looking definitely like a top 6 side this season, and who knows, maybe the top 4. I'll back Newcastle. I think it could be comfortable. I'll say 2-0.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very comfortable. For me, Newcastle win this 3-0. They're looking very good at the back, but also going forward. So for me, this looks like it's going to be an easy Newcastle win, so 3-0.
Yeah, it could be comfortable. We'll see. Next up, London Derby. West Ham versus Crystal Palace. I'm finding this one tricky to separate, so I will sit on the fence and say 1-1. I think West Ham are slowly making their way up the table, but Palace, they're quite comfortable in mid-table, so it'd be a massive win for either, but I could see it being too close to call. 1-1.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be a really tough game, but I think one goal is going to separate it for me. So I'm going to actually back the Hammers to get a 1-0 win. I think that's a good result. Back
in the Hammers. Okay, and last up, what a corker. Tottenham versus Liverpool. They both won in the Champions League in midweek, Spurs doing it dramatically. Meanwhile, in the Premier League before that, Liverpool have lost to Leeds and Forest in the last 2. So they still have the capability of being amazing, but they're not doing it every week, and that's why they're so far down the table. Meanwhile, Tottenham, I don't know what's going on with Heung-min Son, but that could be a massive miss. I think this could be an entertaining draw. Once again, I'll say 2-2.
No, I think the form Liverpool's in the Prem, I'm going to have to back Spurs. I'm going to say 2-1 to Spurs. I do think at times Spurs look really good, but it's more like the consistency. Liverpool at times look absolutely shocking, so it depends what team turns up for Liverpool, because again, like you said, sometimes they play very, very good football, they work together as a team, other times they just look totally disjointed. So for me, Spurs are going to win 2-1.
Oh, there you go. That wraps up our Premier League predictions, guys. Get your predictions down below. Join us for Championship predictions tomorrow and more videos coming over the weekend. Do make sure to drop a like, subscribe, check out OneFootball down in the description, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.